Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet. It's the Grow Show, and as always, I'm Kyle Evans coming to you bright and early to set our week up, set our foundation, make sure that we have the appropriate checkup from the neck up. Guys, here on Grow, we talk about guiding, we talk about refining, we talk about taking ownership. We talk about building wealthy lives, man. Wealthy lives, not just financially, but physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, all the things. I have the opportunity with you today to introduce a series that I've been toying with all weekend and really been ruminating on for a long time. And it's called Built for This. A lot of conversations I've been having over the past couple months, the past year, 2 years, it's about life being hard. It's about business being hard. Just people coming to talk to me and us just fellowshipping and figuring out what to do, how to do it. What's the mindset? What's the attitude? What's the actions that we should be taking? And the word hard comes up a lot. It's because it is. It is. Gary Keller said this, and it lives rent free in my head. That over the course of a 20 or 30-year career, do you know how much ego it takes for you to think that you're not going to have bad years? You just think that you're going to spend decades doing something and you're not going to have bad years? Like, it's preposterous. And yet, when we're in those years, when we're in that hard, we're in the tough moments, the tough seasons, we're like, how can this be? It's called life, baby. Life is hard. Get a helmet. And that's what we're here to talk about today, wrapping our understanding around it, putting our feet on the ground, tackling the storm, doing the things that we're supposed to do. And today, ladies and gentlemen, today, the episode, the kickoff, the lead hitter, it's called Scars or Blueprints. Because what I want you to fundamentally understand from this morning show, this morning time together, is that you weren't broken. You were built. That deal that fell through, that business that didn't work out, the client that ghosted you, the month or months you couldn't breathe because the bills kept coming and the closings didn't. Your childhood, your school career, your young adult, heck, your old adult, things didn't work out. Maybe you were betrayed. Maybe you didn't get the thing that you desired. Those moments didn't just happen to you. They were happening for you. And I know that is a tough pill to swallow sometimes, and it sounds so simple. And yet, when we're actually wrapping our arms around the understanding of that, it's very difficult. But difficult doesn't mean untrue. The moments they didn't happen to you, should you choose it, they were happening for you. Because you weren't broken, you were built. The thing that you think disqualifies you actually qualifies you. This week's theme is built for this. And today, we're going to start where most people hide, and that's the scars. Guys, the wounds, they make you. They're a part of you. If you've never been hurt by this business, by any business, you've probably never really been in it. When I first started going part-time, I was scared. I didn't do well. I was hurt. I got the bruises. When I went full-time, I was not good. Think I didn't walk away with some battle wounds, some embarrassing moments, some failures? Think again. When I built a big team, started a team, grew expansion, became a coach, became a bold coach, you think there weren't failures? There still are. Embarrassment, insecurity, self-doubt. No one, ladies and gentlemen, no one is absent of those things. And yet, for some reason, we self-isolate and pretend that it's just a burden or a problem that you're going through, that only you experience, that everyone else has it all together. Poo! Yeah, right. It's going to happen. But the way forward, the way to become more, the way to do better is to ask yourself this: what did it teach me? What part of that script, part of that story am I going to rewrite? What skill did I learn? What habit did I commit to? Who did I desire to become? What change took place? That's the reframe. To understand that the very thing that hurt you is now the reason that you win. The very thing that caused you shame, embarrassment, failure can now be the story or the opportunity that you help other people through. It's that simple, and yet it's that hard. Kyle, how can this scar help others? Guys, do you understand, like, at the foundational level, a scar is simply a healing that you can see? It means that you made it through. Are you different? Yeah. Have you changed? Yeah. We're supposed to. What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls the butterfly. Scars are not disqualifiers, they're credentials. That tough part of the story, the hero's journey, where the odds are against them and they're lost and they're scared and they're going through the fight montage, the training scenes, like, that's not easy. It's tough and it's a battle. And we don't always win. What do we do when we face it, though? Are we willing to learn from these things, to change the things? Or are we going to live in shame? With a couple of people that I coach been talking to, shame's been coming up a lot. As shame is a jacket that fits everybody, but no one should wear. Every single person, if they have a pulse, can think about something that they wish they could have changed and wish they could have done better and different and changed and not had it happen that way. Everyone. The past, it's gone. It's gone. You got to stop living in it. All we have right now is the present. The best way I could say it is this. The past is to be learned from, not ruminated on. Your past is something that you learn from, not something that you ruminate on, not something that you stay in. Because the longer you stay in it, the longer you miss the gift of the moment, which is right now. Let it go and let it flow, guys. The scars, the failures, the defeats, the betrayals, the battles, they're not disqualifiers. They're your credentials. But if we're going to take the learning lessons that we're given, we have to actually think about what we are taking away from that. We have to reverse engineer the pain. I want to invite you for a second, reflect on a moment. Maybe it's in your business, maybe it's in your personal life, your wealth building, your health, whatever it is. And it hurt. And it didn't go well. And it didn't work out in the fairy tale of your mind. I want to ask you this. What did you learn from it? And if you don't have that answer, maybe spend some time. I invite you to think about it this week, maybe today. What did I learn from it? What lesson can I take away from it? Another great question to ask is, what have I changed because of it? I'm sure a lot of you have heard this quote. I know I have ad nauseum. Doing the same experiment over and over again, expecting different results is the definition of insanity. So that's why that question is so powerful. What have you changed because of it? And if you haven't changed anything because of it, might be part of the problem. Another question I desire you to ask when you're reflecting on this moment, either from your business or your personal life that left you with a scar, left you with a limp, left you with some pain, is how could that experience help someone else? How could that experience help a friend, your team, your clients, your business, your neighborhood? How could you help someone with what you went through? When people are asking me, Kyle, I need to figure out my purpose. I need to figure out my big why, the thing that fuels me. One of the questions that I ask them to ask themselves is, who hurt you or what hurt you? And anytime we're talking and they hear that for the first time, or we're talking specifically around purpose, it's so counterintuitive to everything that we talk about, right? A lot of times its purpose is unicorn dust and leprechaun sneezes, right? Like it's all just so great. It's so bad. Like, oh, I'm on fire. Like sometimes, guys, it's about fixing a hurt that was caused to you. Sometimes it's saying the hero's quote of, I was hurt this way, and now I'm going to go make sure no one else gets hurt that way again. That's purpose. How could the experience that you went through help someone else? There's healing in that. There's power in that. There's purpose in that. If you've taken the time and are brave enough to ask yourself these questions, I want to give you some tactical framework that you can use in the future when this shows up, or if you want to go back and process some of the things that have happened to you. It's a 4P system: pain, pattern, process, power. Pain, pattern, process, power. Pain, pattern, process, power. What was the pain? What was the pain? What was the hurt? What was the failure? What was the shame? Then I want you to ask yourself an accountability question. What was the pattern that caused it? Because I assure you, there was. What was the pattern that caused it? What is your fingerprints on it? What is your DNA on it? What did you do? What is your accountable action in that led to the pain? There's something there. What was the pain? What was the pattern that caused it? Next, what process did you create to prevent it? What is the process that you created to prevent it from happening again? If you didn't, it might be why you're missing the last piece, which is power. There's power in the pain as long as we understand the pattern and create a process around it to stop it from happening again. It's your opportunity, should you choose to take it. Everybody wants to heal from the pain. Everybody wants purpose. Everybody wants passion. But not everybody is willing to slow down and pay attention. What was the pain? What was the pattern that caused it? What process did you create to prevent it? That's your power now. That's your power now. That which you thought disqualified you actually qualifies you. Pain, pattern, process, power. You missed a listing? Cool. Create a better pre-listing packet. You lost a buyer? Great. Figure out how to do a better discovery call. You failed at business? Awesome. What happened? Where did you go wrong? What was your DNA? You sucked out at a relationship? Cool. It happens. What was your DNA on it? How can you show up better next time? How can you become a better version of yourself? We have to go from scar to strategy. We have to take a moment and figure these things out, because if we don't, we're going to stay on the same cycle forever. We're going to go round and round that carousel of pain, hoping, praying to get off of it, but never putting feet on our prayers to actually slow down and pay attention. This is how we go from victim to hero of our story. And make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys are writing a story every single day. Are you making it worth the read? Are you making it worth the read? What are you going to do to reframe the pain, to make a pivot? And then to prompt other people to join you. Show them the way. My desire for you this morning, this week, this year is to stop hiding from your scars, because they're not proof that you were broken. They're proof that you were healed. They're proof that you were healed. They're proof that you're still standing. And that makes you dangerous in the best way, because you were built for this. You were built for hard. You were built to be a light in a dark world. You were built to help others. You were built for such a time as this. Will you accept the calling or will you ignore it? Will you understand that your scar can be your strength, should you choose? That pain can be your power. What hurt you can turn into what healed you, and then can turn into how you help other people. Tomorrow, we move into the pivot. Because if you don't adapt, you expire. But today, just for today, can you reflect? Can you find your blueprint in the scar and then go help someone else with it? Guys, scars aren't shame, they're strategy. The thing that hurt you, it might just be the reason that they hire you now. I want you to understand that if you take the time to understand the pain, figure out the pattern, work on a process, and make it your power, your pain can be someone else's shortcut if you're bold enough to share it. When I started this journey, I thought I had to look good and be right and say all the right things and be this cool, successful person. And then I understand that that is dumb. I didn't like it. Guess what? No one else did either. Not trying to be the best human being out there. I'm trying to be the best Kyle Evans possible. Nothing more, nothing less. You get to see all of me. I'm not shameful. I got rid of the shame because I know that my shame, my pain can be someone else's path, can be someone else's healing. Give yourself the same grace. Give yourself the same opportunity. Give yourself the same chance. Life is hard. Business is hard. If you're in real estate, it's real hard, and that's okay. But you need to understand the pattern, which may be making it harder, and then put in the process to prevent it so it can become your power. Because whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet, your daily checkup from the neck up. Kyle Evans coming to you, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Maps Coach, Bold Coach, all the things. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning as we continue on this week's series, Built for This. Good morning, good afternoon, and if I don't see you, good night. Sounds good.